wind softens, then bites again. Traction wakes at the entry paint. I ease the pull till the drift grows faint. Yellow returns with a delayed reply, so I answer first and keep it dry. Tunnel shimmer bends, the near and far. Still I keep the inner mark where the markers are. Crosswind presses on the outer side. I smooth the angle through the slide. Depth turns loose in a silver wave. Steer and truth comes back and stays. If the roadway folds at the tunnel face, I keep one answer in a broken space. Phase ember when the light bars veer. Night cut focus sharp and clear. Rear load tremors split then reappear. I break the false draw before it comes near. Angles narrow in a vapor flare. I guide the motion through unstable air. Tick, red, snap, set. Dash lights shimmer on the midnight trim. A fine vibration starts within. Blue, white flashes sweep the overpass skin. I bleed the pressure and draw it in. Ghosted markers drift beyond the lane, but I keep the trace through silver rain. Each apex opens thin and late, so I preload balance before the weight. False cues gather, then pull apart. I hold one answer at the center heart. Near lights tear while far lights swim. Timing drops, then gathers in. One breath reset, one pulse refray. I cut the bend through the tunnel flame. Phase ember, watch the pattern stay true. Silent responses carry through. Overdrive clarity burns the blue. I keep the edge while the night breaks through. Phase ember, watch the pattern stay true. Silent responses carry through. Overdrive clarity burns the blue. I keep the edge while the night breaks through. Last apex opens tight and clear. The final mist falls back beyond the turn. Mirror sparks skim over the hood. The corner tightens where the depth once stood. I read the pull before the lake you lands. Set the answer steady in my hands. Axiom pulse when the light lines veer. Night cut focus cutting clean and clear. Rear load tremor split then reappear. I drop the false path before it draws me starlight swim. Timing drops then gathers in. One breath reset, one pulse reframe. I cut the bend through the tunnel flame. Axiom pulse, watch the signal stay true. Micro corrections cutting through. Overdrive clarity carving the blue. I keep the edge where the night breaks through. Last apex opens tight and clear. The road resolves and the line is here. Sodium pulses slip the timing grid. Near cues vanish where the far lights skid. Rear load whispers land a beat too late, so I preload the answer before the gate. Depth signal rupture when the road lights stray. Red line focus never drains away. False turn echoes bloom, then fray. I cut the wrong line before it can stay. Hold the arc where the margins flare. I pull the true path from fractured air. Raincoat trembling on the windshield seam. Median flashes keep splitting the beam. Slip a ratio breathing at corner entry. I shave the torque and keep it steady. Y'all rate murmur with the daily return. I answer Earl before the sidewalls burn. Tunnel glare folds near and far. Depth runs wrong, but I track the mark. Crosswind pressure on the quarter skin. I ease the angle and settle in. Offset lane cues in sodium white. The chassis rides through broken lights. Restore. Radio static threads the cabin trim. Overpass flashes cut blue white thin. A faint ring wakes in the chassis rail. I place the notch and the tremors fail. Ghosted lane cues drift side to side. I keep the vector and let them slide. Puddles scatter every passing sign. I keep the hard line inside the line. Every apex opens late then thin, so I preload the state before turning. Signal smear tries to bend the view. I let it pass and hold what's true. False edges bloom at the tunnel bend. Late cue spark, then unmake again. I don't chase noise in the pressure glare. I shape the response and leave it there. Near field tears while far lights swim. Street line rhythm drops and dims. One breath reset, one pulse reframe. I pin the state and rename the lane. Depth signal rupture, watch me hold it true. Micro corrections cutting through. Overdrive clarity and fractured blue. I keep the edge where the night breaks through. Last apex opens, narrow severe. I leave the bend with the signal clear. Depth signal rupture when the cue chain sways. I keep the chassis through the broken phase. If the storm redraws the road mid-flight, I answer once and the line stays bright. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Flux Meridian, when the light bars lean. Night cut, focus, sharp and clean. Reload, whisper, split the silver sheen. I break the false path before turning. Angles narrow in a vapor flare. I guide the motion through unstable air. Tick, read, snap, set. Dash light static on a dark glass skin. A faint vibration hums within. Blue white flashes from the overpass crown. I ease the pressure and smooth it down. Ghosted markers drift beyond the lane, but I keep the trace through silver rain. Each apex opens thin and late, so I preload balance before the weight. False cues shimmer then fall away. I hold one answer and let them fray. Near lights tear while far lights swim. Timing drops then gathers in. One breath reset, one pulse refrain. I cut the band through the tunnel flame. Flux Meridian, watch the pattern stay true. Fine responses carry through. Overdrive clarity skims the blue. I keep the edge where the night breaks through. Last apex opens tight and clear. The road resolves, and the light is Steel blue fragments skim the hood. The corner tightens where the depth once stood. I read the pull before the lake you land. Set the answer steady in my hands. Gyro ledger, when the light bars lean. Night cut, focus, sharp and clean. Reload, tremor, split the silver sheen. I break the false draw before turning. Angles narrow in a vapor flare. I guide the motion through unstable air. understood. I catch the load before it lands. Set the answer in my hands. Phase orchard when the ley lights bend. Night cut focus I will defend. Reload murmur split, then join again. I break the false line before turning. Angles narrow in a rain-lit flare. I guide the motion through unstable air. Tunnel vapor drifts along the glass. The front end settles as the shadows pass. Traction wakes at the painted seam. I ease the pull to a cleaner stream. Yaw returns with a softened lag, so I answer first and cut the drag. Blue reflections stretch the near and far. Still I keep the entry where the markers are. Crosswind presses on the outer side. I smooth the angle through the slide. Kick, red, snap, set. Dash light static on a midnight seam. A fine vibration splits the beam. Ghosted markers drift beyond the lane, but I keep the trace through silver rain. Each apex opens thin, then late, so I preload balance before the weight. False cues gather, then fall apart. I hold one answer at the center heart. Cold reflections sweep the overpass skin. I ease the pressure and draw it in. Near lights tear while far lights swim. Timing drops, then gathers in. One breath, reset. One pulse, reframe. I cut the bend through the tidal flame. Face orchard, watch the pattern stay clear. Find responses, draw the roadway near. Overdrive clarity brightens the blue. I keep the edge till the line cuts through. Last apex opens tight and bright. sweep the overpass skin. I bleed the pressure and draw it in. Ghosted markers drift beyond the lane, but I keep the trace through silver rain. Each apex opens thin and late, so I preload balance before the weight. False cues gather then pull apart. I hold one answer at the center heart. Near lights tear while far lights swim. Timing drops then gathers in. One breath, reset, one pulse, reframe. I cut the bend through the tunnel flame. Quartz relay, watch the pattern stay true. Silent responses carry through. Overdrive clarity threads the blue. I keep the edge while the night breaks through. Last apex opens tight and clear. The last wet echoes fade beneath my wheels. Hell, cold static glides across the hood. The rear goes light, then settles good. Traction wakes at the painted seam. I shave the pull to a thinner stream. Yaw returns with a softened drag, so I answer first and cut the lag. Tunnel glare pulls depth apart. Still I keep the entry from the start. Crosswind leans on the outer side. I smooth the angle through the slide. Distance loosens in silver spray. Steering truth cuts through the sway. If the roadway folds at the tunnel face, I keep one answer in a broken space. Resonant cipher when the light bars break. Night cut focus holding for the stake. Rear load pulses bend and hesitate. I shut the false draw before it can take. Angels tighten in a glass lit flare. I guide the motion through unstable air. Tick, red, snap, set. Dashlight shimmer on a darkened seam. A faint vibration splits the beam. Blue-white flashes from the concrete crown. I ease the pressure and smooth it down. Ghosted markers drift beyond the lane, but I keep the trace through silver rain. Each apex opens thin then late, so I preload balance before the weight. False cues gather then fall apart. I hold one answer at the center heart. Near lights tear while far lights swim. Timing drops then gathers in. One breath, reset, one pulse, reframe. I cut the bend through the tunnel flame. Resonant cipher, watch the pattern stay. Fine responses turn the blur away. Overdrive clarity runs bright and straight. I keep the edge while the shadows break. Last apex opens tight and clear. The roadway settles and the line is here. light feels right. Yeah, comes back with a delayed reply. So I answer first and keep it dry. Tunnel blast stretches but near and far. Still I keep the inner mark where the markers are. Crosswind presses on the outer side. I smooth the angle through the slide. Death slips loose in a silver thread. Steering truth returns ahead. If the roadway folds out the tunnel face, I keep one enter in a broken space. Spectre index when the white bars veer. Night cut focus sharp and clear. Reload, pulse the split, then reappear. I break the false draw before it comes near. Angles narrow in a vapor flare. I guide the motion through unstable air. Snap, set. Dash light shimmer on the midnight trim. A faint vibration wakes within. Cold white flash of skin, the concrete skin. I bleed the pressure and draw it in. Ghosted markers drift beyond the lane, but I keep the trace through silver rain. Each apex opens thin then late, so I preload balance before the weight. False cues gather then peel apart. I hold one answer at the center heart. Near lights tear while far lights swim. Timing drops then gathers in. One breath reset, one pulse reframe. I cut the bend through the tunnel flame. Spectre index, watch the pattern stay true. Silent responses carry through. Overdrive clarity threads the blue. I keep the edge while the night breaks through. Last apex opens tight and clear. A far glow breaks and leaves the asphalt bare. Headlight vapor skates along the lane. The front end loads then freeze again. Traction waking at the entry paint. I trim the pull till the drift grows faint. Y'all comes back with a muted drag, so I answer first and cut the lag. Tunnel glass pulls near and far apart. Still I keep the inner mark. Crosswind leaning on the outer side. I fold the angle through the slide. Distance thins in a silver blur. Steering truth cuts through the stir. If the roadway bends in a split lit face, I keep one answer in a broken space. Torsion relay when the light bars veer. Night cut focus sharp and clear. Rear load whisper split then reappear. I break the false pull before it draws me near. Angles tighten in a vapor flare. I guide the motion through unstable air. Tick, red, step, set. Dash light static on a dark glass seam. A faint vibration cracks the beam. Blue-white flashes from the overpass crown. I ease the pressure and smooth it down. Ghosted markers drift beyond the lane, but I keep the trace through silver rain. Each apex opens thin then late, so I preload balance before the weight. False cues bloom then peel away. I hold one answer and let them fray. Near lights tear while far lights swim. Timing falls then gathers in. One breath reset, one pulse reframe. I cut the bend through the tunnel flame. Torsion relay, watch the signal stay true. Silent inputs carve their passage through. Overdrive clarity thins the blue. I keep the edge where the night breaks through. Last to tremble. I dissolve the fear. Protocol beneath my skin. Calibration burning wide. I don't fear the rising surge. I ride the night. Hyperflux traction run. Burn so bright, leave a scar across the night. Momentum blazing, fierce and high. Hyperflux traction run. Take control, fire racing through the soul. No retreat and no slow down. We own this night right Neon edges cut the dark. Every sense ignites a spark. No delay, the moment's tight. I commit without a fight. Every corner calls my name. Risk and rhythm feel the same. Hear the engine underline. Every thought becomes a line. Instinct overdrive, engage. Read the night, ignore the gauge. No equations left to prove. Only a feeling, only move. Instinct overdrive, hold fast. Future melts into the past. In this rush, I come alive. Instinct overdrive. City bends around my sight. Every turn feels pre-designed. Hands move faster than my doubt. This is what it's all about. No more thinking, no debate. Instinct sets the perfect rate. Every fear is left behind. Only motion fills my mind. Instinct overdrive, engage. Read the night, ignore the gauge. No equations left to prove. Only feeling, only move. Instinct overdrive, hold fast. Future melts into the past. In this rush, I come alive. Instinct overdrive. If the dawn is still unknown, I rely on this alone. No retreat and no disguise. Truth is found in instant choice. Instinct overdrive, running free. Every pulse is guiding me till the sky begins to rise. Speed and trust will synchronize. Instinct overdrive, don't slow down. All the days go to round. All the alive now thinking. Instinct Irreversible alignment, lock the state. All corrections and too late. The Memson tightening, clean and bright. We compress the depth of night. Every axis unified. No remainder left to hide. Irreversible alignment, feel it bind. We synchronize the light. Trajectory turns flawless every